Hi, welcome back to Betty Knits and Happy New Year. I didn't manage to do any filming over the Christmas period because it was all a bit hectic, but very fun. And I did get a lot of knitting done, so that was really good. Now it's 2018, I've got some new ideas, new creative thoughts about what I'm going to do this year with knitting, and I thought I'd share a couple of things that I think I'm going to try and focus on in the year ahead. I haven't really made any resolutions per se, but there are some creative things that I want to make happen in this year, and I also have some ways that I want to change the way I approach something. Here's what I've been concentrating my efforts on over the Christmas period. I'm making a jumper. Here's the kind of texture. It's a sort of basket weave, and I've decided to do it in a striped colour like that. The pattern actually just has it all in one colour, but I thought it would look nicer with a couple of different yellows. So that's the front, that's how far I've got on the front, and I managed to finish the back during Christmas. So that's done. I've shaped the raglan sleeves here. It's currently sitting on Stitches holder, waiting for me to complete the front so that I can start doing the neckline. So yeah, quite excited about that. I think it's going to be a really nice jumper when it's done. That will definitely be my first completed project of 2018, I hope. So that's really exciting. I also got a couple of books for myself, Christmas presents for myself, around some things that I want to try to focus more on in the year ahead. The first one is this one, How to Be a Craftivist, The Gentle Art of Protest, by Sarah Corbett, and it's basically all about thinking about yourself as a consumer, the way you use things, the way that you throw things away, the way that we're quite kind of disposable with clothes especially, and things that we use. So it's about making sure that you don't just kind of buy into the whole sort of fast fashion industry, that you think about the clothes that you're purchasing, that you make purchases that are going to last for a really long time, and that you mend, reuse and recycle as much stuff as possible, so you're not kind of buying into the fast fashion of just buying loads and loads and loads of clothes from really cheap places that have been made in unethical ways, and that you kind of think more about the provenance of your clothes and who's made them, and you spend your money wisely. So I haven't really got too far into it yet. I only bought it just after Christmas. It has a really nice manifesto in there of different ways that you can use craft to gently protest things you don't believe in and things that you want to see change in, and I think that's really exciting. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. I think it's going to be really good. The other book that I got myself is The Mindfulness in Knitting, which again I think is going to be a really lovely read. Haven't read any yet. Making things like knitting, like a craft that you love, your meditation, and I think knitting already definitely is that for me. I think it's definitely the thing that I do when I'm feeling stressed out and I need to relax. I do some knitting. I try to knit every single day. It's a time where I'm not, necessarily looking at screens, and I'm kind of concentrating on creating something with my hands that's really tangible. My brain is focusing on that, and it's a really nice way to switch off from lots of the stuff that's going on in day to day. And this book is very much about how you can kind of take on board those thoughts and create something beautiful. So yeah, that's really exciting. I'll read that one too. I also subscribed to a couple of magazines, and the first one is Pom Pom, which I found online, and it's just looks brilliant. It's got patterns in it, and as well as lots of different information about knitting's history, about things people are doing with knitting that's really interesting, and I'm really excited about knitting some of these patterns. I think this one looks brilliant, right up my street. And yeah, I've got a few months subscription. It's a quarterly magazine, so that would be really great to do, and I'm really looking forward to that. I also ordered a few back issues of patterns that I thought were really lovely, and Oh Comely, which again is just a really nice magazine about inspiration, about creativity, feeling positive about body image, about things that they wear, and I think that's going to be a really lovely one to read. So number one this year, I wanted to be more creative around the things that I'm reading around knitting, bring more kind of creativity and positivity and inspiration into my knitting, and I'm hoping that these magazines and books will kind of give me a little push towards being more creative and inspired. Second thing that I want to try to focus more on this year is about my own wardrobe and the clothes that I wear, and focusing more on the kind of slow fashion. So I have decided I'm going to try to not buy anything new from any clothes shops this year. I don't buy that many clothes, but I think it will still be a challenge for me because I do enjoy clothes and I enjoy buying and wearing clothes. So I think that will be a really good one to focus on. But if I do buy clothes, I'm not kind of setting myself the target of not buying any, because I think really that's unrealistic, but I want to be really mindful about every purchase that I make, and be really sure that it is something that I need, and when I do buy any, I'm going to try and buy them second hand, so always from eBay or from charity shops, which most of my clothes at the moment actually do come from eBay or charity shops. I don't really buy a lot of stuff new, and when I do, I try to buy them from shops that are more ethical, so brands like People Tree and Thought, and brands that just promise you that they're very fair to the people who make the clothes, to the workers. And I try to avoid kind of high street brands where I'm just not sure if people who have made those clothes have had proper workers' rights, have been paid properly and are looked after in the way that they should be. So I already try to do that actively, but this year I'm going to really try hard to just buy second hand or from charity shops, and also be really mindful of the way I look after my clothes and what I do with them when I don't want them anymore. So I already give a lot to charity shops if I am doing kind of clear outs and things, but actually charity shops, although obviously it's brilliant to give to charity, for all the clothes that you want to get rid of, especially if they're very damaged, or they're not really going to be wearable, or the charity shop's not going to be able to sell them, isn't necessarily the best thing to do. So I'm going to look more into how you can recycle or upcycle those clothes in a way that's better for the environment. So those are some of my kind of goals for this year that I'm hoping are quite achievable. And I think just kind of raising people's awareness about the kind of fast fashion industry and how bad it is for the people and the planet is something that's really important to me. I'm hoping that becoming a craftivist and kind of really spreading that message in a gentle way that's not too preachy, hopefully, will be a really good thing. So that's what I'm hoping to focus more on in 2018, and obviously finishing some of these projects and knitting loads more. I've got lots more plans for kind of small knits that I'm going to do on some more videos that I'm going to make. I'd love to know if you have any crafting goals for 2018, if you have any kind of creative ideas or things that you want to do. Happy New Year!